prehistoric creatures are thought to be long extinct, but some believe that a few of these sea and land creatures might still be hiding somewhere on Earth. Let's dive into the possible evidence. Here are prehistoric creatures that may still be alive today. Number 15. Nautilus, 500 million years old. At 500 million years old, Nautilus, a type of shellfish, is older than dinosaurs by 265 million years. It's found in the Great Barrier Reef, Andaman, Fiji, and tropical waters at depths of 2,200 feet, and is considered a living fossil. Nautilus have chambered shells, 100 tentacles, and a muscular hood which helps it fight predators. Even in 500 million years of its existence, the Nautilus has changed very little. It grows to around 10 inches in diameter, and has a white to orange shell with brown stripes. How this unique and ancient shellfish moves is incredible. Each of its chambers is filled with water and gas. By changing the gas content, it can change its buoyancy. It then injects the water out through a siphon which offers jet propulsion movement. It can move up, down, forward, and back. This incredible critter has a parrot-like beak that it uses to slice its food, and its radula, another organ, grinds its food up before it swallows. It dines on crab, fish, and shrimp, be it dead or alive. For the most part, Nautilus will hang around on the seafloor, but will typically launch upwards as the sun sets in search of food. While not everyone will get the opportunity to see this shellfish in person, it's exciting to know that it's been around for hundreds of millions of years. Number 14. Pygmy Wright whale, 23 million years old. The Pygmy Wright whale, thought to be around 23 million years old, might be alive today or it might not. It's that elusive, hidden, and rare that it could entirely die out and no one would be any the wiser. Who's to say it hasn't already? Thought to be one of the rarest whale species in existence, the Pygmy Wright whale has only been spotted a few dozen times. There are a few fossils, few live specimens, and therefore not a lot of information about them. Scientists aren't overly sure what they eat, how they reproduce, or how they act. With the little information they do have, they've been able to ascertain that this whale is one of the smallest at around 21 feet long and approximately 7,700 pounds, and they live in the cold waters of the southern hemisphere. They also have an arched snout, which is unlike most other whale breeds. The last fossils to be found of the Pygmy Wright whale were in Italy and Japan. From those fossils, scientists ascertained that this whale might originate from the baleen family up to 25 million years ago. Not a great deal of information is available on their diets, but the size of their lungs and heart suggests they don't dive deep for food. Scientists assume their diet consists of euphausiids and copepods and the odd snack of krill from time to time. Number 13. Imperial Scorpion, 400 million years old. While not quite as prehistoric as the Nautilus, the Imperial Scorpion is still quite an impressive creature that's still alive today. It goes by the name of Emperor Scorpion and is the largest and oldest in the world. Oddly enough, it hasn't evolved or changed much since it came into existence. The Imperial Scorpion is native to West Africa but is prevalent in many different places around the world. You'll mostly spot them in tropical forests and open savannas, close to termite mounds, in litter and debris, in burrows and under rocks. They weigh around 1 ounce, grow to up to 7.9 inches long, and glow fluorescent under UV light. Their natural blue and green coloring make them easy to spot and avoid by humans. The way they detect prey is pretty neat. They have sensory hairs on their tail and pincers and use these to detect vibrations on the ground and in the air. While the Imperial Scorpion might be quite terrifying to look at, they are a scientific marvel, and we're quite pleased that they are a prehistoric creature that's still alive today. But their venom may have properties that can protect humans from bacteria and malaria. In saying that, their sting is still pretty painful, and they use it for hunting at night along with their pincers. Number 12. Cockroaches, 200 million years old. There won't be any doubt in your mind why cockroaches survived a mass extinction. These creepy crawly critters are impossible to kill. They can live a week without a head by breathing through holes in their body and only die because they aren't able to drink. They can even survive without food for a whole month. If you thought that was the end of their mad skill sets, then you'd be wrong. They can hold their breath for 40 minutes, will survive being submerged in water for 30 minutes, and can run 3 miles per hour. They also love alcohol. What kind of crazy critter is this? There are 4,000 cockroach species in existence, and the cockroach as a whole is even older than the dinosaur. Given that it can tolerate high levels of radiation, we're not surprised it's lasted the distance. Number 11. Purple frog, 130 million years old. If you mistook the purple frog for a blob, then you'd be forgiven, for it looks more blob than frog. Could that be why it's one of the few prehistoric creatures to have survived mass extinction? The purple frog has been around for 130 million years, and you can only find it in southern Indian mountain ranges. It's of an earthly purple hue and has darker and lighter brown bits on its feet and stomach, and it lives underground, at least most of the time. This subterranean lifestyle helps it avoid predators and extreme weather conditions. which may explain its remarkable survival over millions of years. The purple frog spends almost its entire life underground, only emerging for a few days each year during the monsoon season to mate. Its burrowing abilities are aided by its short, muscular limbs and spade-like feet, which allow it to dig through soil with ease. Scientists believe its unique adaptations are a result of its ancient lineage, which diverged from other frogs over 100 million years ago. Despite its odd appearance, the purple frog plays an important role in its ecosystem by controlling termite and ant populations. Conservationists are concerned about its future, as habitat destruction and deforestation in the Western Ghats threaten its already limited range. The purple frog also looks more like a mole than a frog, almost like it's going through an identity crisis. It has a pointed nose and rounded body that seems a little disproportionate. It's also fatter than other frogs and weighs about as much as a baseball. The purple frog couldn't get any more unfrog-like if it tried. It lives on termites and ants and sucks them up as if it were a mole or ant-eater. It also doesn't croak like a frog but rather clucks like a chicken. We think the purple frog's a little uncertain about its identity. Now it's time for today's topic. In June 2025, a scientific research vessel stationed near the Larsen ice shelf in Antarctica recorded something extraordinary and deeply puzzling. While collecting glacial melt data with aerial drones and sonar scans, researchers from the International Polar Marine Institute, IPMI, witnessed a massive sea creature breaching the surface of the Southern Ocean. The footage, now under expert analysis, shows the creature launching several feet into the air before crashing back into the freezing water. Described as being over 40 feet long, with smooth, streamlined skin and long flippers, the animal bears an uncanny resemblance to prehistoric marine reptiles, particularly the extinct plesiosaur genus, long believed to have vanished over 60 million years ago. What stunned the team even more was the location. This occurred in an isolated zone previously sealed off by sea ice for decades, only recently accessible due to melting conditions. Sonar scans picked up large moving shapes below the shelf, though most remain unexplained. Some experts warn it could be an unknown deep-diving whale species, or a new kind of giant marine reptile. Others are calling it the most significant cryptozoological sighting in modern science. Official confirmation is pending, but the footage is real, and so was the splash. Number 10. Lamprey, 360 million years old. Lamprey is a type of parasitic fish that has survived 4 evolutionary extinctions. It mainly exists in the Atlantic Ocean, and most people will be quite pleased about that. They really are quite horrifying to look at. They have no jaws but instead have a mouth that looks like a suction cup. Their tongues are razor-sharp, and their mouths are full of horn-shaped teeth. Lampreys are often referred to as living fossils because they have remained largely unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. They are anadromous, meaning they migrate from saltwater to freshwater to spawn, often traveling hundreds of miles upstream to lay their eggs. After hatching, lamprey larvae spend several years buried in riverbeds, feeding on microscopic organisms before maturing into their parasitic adult form. Despite their gruesome feeding habits, lampreys play an important role in their ecosystems by helping to control fish populations. In some regions, however, they are considered invasive species, causing significant damage to native fish stocks and local fisheries. Conservationists are working to balance the need to protect native lamprey species while managing their impact in areas where they have become a problem. They essentially use their mouths like vacuums to get their dinner. To the general population, the lamprey is just another fish among several thousand species, but scientists believe it's quite unique. It's one of few animals that can regenerate parts of its body, including its spinal cord. Even if its spinal cord is completely severed, it can regenerate it from paralysis to full mobility in about 3 months. This ability could hold the key to nerve damage injuries and how to heal them in humans. Alongside finding out how their body works, scientists were equally as intrigued to discover that it hasn't evolved all that much. Records show it has got slightly longer, but it's still in the same form today as it was 360 million years ago. Number 9. Elephant shark, 420 million years old. The elephant shark is a vertebrate related to sharks and rays that has been around for 420 million years. According to Nature, a scientific journal, it's the slowest evolving vertebrate in the world and can be found off the coast of Australia and New Zealand. Elephant sharks have snouts that help them to hunt for shellfish in the sand. Their snouts are also covered with sensors that enable them to pick up electrical currents and sounds. These sensors, known as ampullae of Lorenzini, are highly sensitive and allow the elephant shark to detect even the faintest movements of prey buried beneath the sand. Unlike most sharks, the elephant shark has a skeleton made entirely of cartilage, which makes it lighter and more flexible in the water. Its diet primarily consists of crustaceans and mollusks, which it crushes with its flat, plate-like teeth. Despite its name, the elephant shark is not a true shark but belongs to a group of fish called chimeras, which split from sharks and rays over 400 million years ago. Its unique appearance, with a long, trunk-like snout and wing-like fins, has earned it the nickname ghost shark. Elephant sharks are slow swimmers and rely on their stealth and sensory abilities to ambush prey rather than chasing it down. They are also known for their unusual reproductive habits, laying leathery egg cases that are often referred to as mermaid's purses. Scientists are particularly interested in studying the elephant shark's genome, as its slow rate of evolution provides valuable insights into vertebrate biology and the genetic changes that have occurred over millions of years. Most fish glide effortlessly through the water, but not the elephant shark. It has large appendages that look like wings to launch itself through the water, not all that dissimilar from a manta ray. The elephant shark may be prehistoric, which means it's had plenty of opportunities to evolve, but it hasn't. It looks very much the same as what it did 420 million years ago. Number 8. Goblin Shark, 125 million years old. You've got to admit, not all animals in the wild are as cute and cuddly as kitties and puppies. Prehistoric creatures like dinosaurs were not a 10 on the attractiveness scale, and goblin sharks certainly weren't either. Goblin sharks are a prehistoric creature that's been around for 125 million years and still is. They grow to about 13 feet long and live in the dark depths of the ocean as deep as 4,300 feet. It's probably a good thing they do too, for they're quite a scary-looking form of marine life. Their protrusible jaws are one of their most fascinating features, allowing them to extend their mouths forward to grab prey with lightning speed. This unique feeding mechanism is paired with their sharp, needle-like teeth, which are perfect for gripping slippery prey like fish and squid. Goblin sharks are ambush predators, relying on the element of surprise to catch their meals in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. Their slow, sluggish movements help them conserve energy in an environment where food is scarce. Despite their eerie appearance, goblin sharks are not aggressive and pose no threat to humans, as they live far beyond the depths we typically explore. Fossil evidence suggests that their ancestors were even larger, making the modern goblin shark a smaller, albeit still terrifying, version of its prehistoric relatives. Their translucent skin, which reveals their blood vessels, is an adaptation to their deep-sea habitat, where light is almost non-existent. Scientists are still learning about their behavior and biology, as studying them in their natural environment is incredibly challenging. Their blood vessels show through their skin to give them a pink or red pallor, and they have an odd-shaped jaw that allows them to sweep their prey up in the most unusual fashion. They can also blend into their surroundings, so you never see them coming for you. The goblin shark snout is relatively unique as well. It's what's known as a rostrum, which looks like a blade and functions as a prey detector. Its tiny receptors pick up electrical fields, which enable it to sweep over the seabed and scoop up a snack or two. So far, it hasn't been possible to keep the goblin shark in captivity, and its preferred living quarters are quite far down, so sightings of this prehistoric shark are rare. Number 7. Megalodon Shark. Over half of Americans say they're scared of sharks. Great white sharks can grow around 16 feet long, so yeah, they're a bit scary. However, the great white has nothing on the Megalodon shark, which is undoubtedly going to give your phobia some real merit. The Megalodon shark was the biggest shark in the world. It went extinct around 1.5 million years ago, but not everyone is convinced that's entirely true. After all, how much of the ocean have we really seen? Most people are probably just hoping it's true. This prehistoric giant was capable of generating a bite force of over 40,000 pounds, making it the most powerful predator to ever exist. Fossilized megalodon teeth, some as large as a human hand, have been found on every continent except Antarctica, hinting at its once global dominance. Scientists believe the megalodon primarily fed on large marine mammals like whales, using its massive jaws to crush bones and tear through flesh. Its size and strength allowed it to hunt in open waters, where it likely ambushed its prey with devastating speed. Some researchers theorize that the cooling of the oceans during the Pliocene epoch, combined with the rise of smaller, faster predators, contributed to its extinction. This shark used to grow up to 60 feet long and was the apex predator of its day. Nothing could stand in this shark's way, which makes it quite surprising that it succumbed to extinction. Global climate conditions and fierce competition for food may have been to blame. The megalodon, regardless of how it died out, was impressive. It had enormous teeth that are still being found fossilized today and could open its jaw wide enough to fit two humans side by side. In that jaw were 276 gnarly teeth that could chomp down on anything. And pleased, some deep-sea fishermen claim they have seen sharks far larger than a great white, which has made some people question whether the megalodon is still around. But we're not going to go and find out, for no one needs to see another Jaws remake. Number 6. Frilled Shark, 80 million years old. Let's take a vote. All those in favor of the frilled shark being a prehistoric creature that isn't alive today, say aye. There are no two ways about it. This 80-million-year-old cousin of the great white and hammerhead shark is a monster. It has 6 gills, 300 sharp teeth, and a hissing jaw. It's more like an eel than a shark and hasn't evolved all that much in 80 million years. The frilled shark's body is long and slender, resembling a serpent, which has earned it the nickname living fossil. Its unique appearance and ancient lineage make it one of the most fascinating creatures of the deep sea. They are ambush predators, lying in wait for unsuspecting prey to swim by before striking with lightning speed. Their diet consists mainly of squid, fish, and other deep-sea creatures, which they can swallow whole thanks to their highly flexible jaws. Frilled sharks are rarely seen because they inhabit the dark, cold depths of the ocean, making them elusive and mysterious. When they are found, it's often because they've been accidentally caught in deep-sea fishing nets or washed ashore. Scientists are still learning about their behavior and biology, as studying them in their natural habitat is incredibly challenging. Despite their fearsome appearance, frilled sharks are not a threat to humans, as they live far beyond the depths we typically explore. Their small, sharp teeth make it challenging for prey to escape once they are in its grasp, and they can bend their entire body while lunging forward like a snake. Let's be thankful the frilled shark prefers to hang out at depths of between 3,900 and 5,150 feet. Any closer to the surface and we'd be a little worried. They swallow their prey whole, have 25 rows of teeth, and even have spines known as dermal denticles in their mouths. They also grow to average lengths of 4.9 feet, but females are often shorter. The female also has one of the longest gestation periods, 42 months, which is sure to make most human females feel a bit better about their 9-month pregnancy. Fortunately, for those who are a little squeamish, the frilled shark is rarely found alive by those who spot them. Number 5. Geriel, 200 million years old. The Geriel looks like a cross between a crocodile and a hair comb and has been around for the last 200 million years. It outlasted the dinosaur and many other prehistoric creatures, and it's not hard to see why. It has razor-sharp teeth that interlock to stop its prey from escaping, and it can weigh as much as 1,500 pounds. Megalodon, a likely scared extinction away. This prehistoric creature looks very similar to a crocodile but with a few differences. Geriels are highly specialized fish eaters, using their long, narrow snouts to snap up fish with incredible speed and precision. Their unique snout shape reduces water resistance, making them efficient hunters in fast-moving rivers. Male Geriels develop a bulbous growth on the tip of their snouts, called a gara, which they use to amplify vocalizations and attract mates. Unlike crocodiles, Geriels are not known to attack humans and are considered shy and reclusive creatures. They spend most of their time in the water, only coming onto land to bask in the sun or lay eggs. Geriels are excellent swimmers, using their powerful tails to propel themselves through the water with ease. Their eggs are among the largest of any crocodilian species, and females are highly protective of their nest. Habitat destruction, pollution, and overfishing have drastically reduced their numbers, as they rely on clean, undisturbed rivers to survive. Conservation efforts, including breeding programs and habitat restoration, are underway to save this ancient species from extinction. Despite their critical status, Geriels play a vital role in maintaining the health of river ecosystems by controlling fish populations. It can be any number of colors from black to olive green, and it has big bulging eyes within a small head. The Geriel also has weak legs compared to a croc and has to drag them under its belly when it's on land. Sadly, the Geriel is critically endangered, so while it's been here for 200 million years, its future looks uncertain. There are only thought to be around 200 of them left in the wild in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. Number 4. Giant Chinese salamander, 170 million years old. The giant Chinese salamander is one of only 2 giant salamander species still in existence, and this fella has been around for 170 million years. While its critically endangered status means it may not be around for much longer, it's still exciting to know that such a large amphibian is still battling on. The giant Chinese salamander can reach lengths of up to 5.9 feet and weighs up to 110 pounds. These salamanders are nocturnal creatures, spending most of their time hiding in underwater crevices and rocky riverbeds to avoid predators. They are known for their poor eyesight, relying instead on sensory nodes along their bodies to detect vibrations and movements in the water. Their wrinkled skin, which helps them absorb oxygen, also gives them a prehistoric appearance, adding to their mystique. Giant Chinese salamanders are considered a delicacy in some parts of China, which has contributed significantly to their population decline. Habitat destruction, pollution, and overfishing have further pushed this species to the brink of extinction. Conservation programs are now in place to protect their habitats and establish breeding centers to help boost their numbers. Despite their critical status, these salamanders play a vital role in their ecosystems by controlling populations of smaller aquatic creatures. Their ability to survive for millions of years is a testament to their resilience, but without human intervention, their future remains uncertain. They live on fish, crabs, worms, insects, smaller versions of themselves, and shrimp. It's fair to say they'd rack up quite a bill at any seafood restaurant. Unlike fish, giant Chinese salamanders don't have gills. Even though they live underwater, they somehow absorb oxygen through their skin. During breeding season, the female can lay up to 500 eggs, and the male looks after them while they hatch. It's unknown how much longer this amphibian can hold out without intervention, but we're all rooting for its survival. Number 3. Turtle 250 million years old. Turtles might not be the quickest off the mark, but they're one of a few prehistoric creatures that have managed to hold their own when many others succumb to evolutionary hardships. Turtles have been on this earth for 250 million years, and while they've evolved in their looks and behavior, they're still as hardy and as slow as they have always been. Turtles of several million years ago used to be about 10 feet long and weigh around 2 tons. They didn't always have a shell either. Some of the earliest turtle ancestors, like Odontochelys, had only partial shells, which were more like protective plates on their undersides. Over time, their shells evolved to cover their entire bodies, providing them with a near-impenetrable defense against predators. Fossil evidence shows that ancient turtles lived alongside dinosaurs, sharing the same ecosystems and competing for resources. Their ability to adapt to both land and water environments gave them a significant advantage over other species. Ancient turtles were also known to have powerful jaws, which allowed them to crush bones and shells, making them formidable predators in their time. Today's turtles, while less aggressive, have retained their resilience, with some species capable of living over 100 years. Their slow metabolism not only helps them survive in harsh conditions but also contributes to their impressive longevity. Researchers believe that turtles have survived a mass extinction because of their aquatic lifestyle and slow metabolism. Being in the water protected them from whatever killed the dinosaurs, and they could survive on few resources. They also picked up survival skills along the way. They grew shells to protect them from predators, which is sure to have helped them last the distance. Turtles used to have teeth and eat meat and were even known to eat crocodiles. Turtles today are a bit more health conscious and live on plants and fruits. Turtles might be smaller and a bit daintier than they used to be, but there's no denying they're more robust than dinosaurs. After all, who's here today? Not the dinosaur. Number 2. Giant ground sloth Megatherium. The giant ground sloth, also known as Megatherium, is a distant relative of the modern-day sloth that may or may not exist today. Experts believe it became extinct around 4,000 years ago, but native people in South America swear it still exists. The Megatherium was the size of an elephant and fully grown, weighed around 4 tons and lived across the South American continent up to Colombia. It was one of the largest land mammals of its time. Fossil evidence suggests that these massive creatures were herbivores, feeding on leaves, fruits, and other vegetation, using their long, curved claws to pull down branches. Their thick, shaggy fur likely helped them survive in colder climates during the Ice Age, providing insulation against the harsh environment. Despite their size, they were relatively slow-moving, relying on their sheer bulk to deter predators like saber-toothed cats. Some researchers theorize that early humans may have hunted the giant ground sloth, contributing to its eventual extinction. Cave paintings and ancient carvings in South America depict creatures resembling Megatherium, fueling speculation that humans once coexisted with these giants. Their massive skeletons have been found near ancient human settlements, suggesting they may have been a source of food and materials for early civilizations. The possibility of their survival in remote, unexplored regions of the Amazon continues to intrigue cryptozoologists and adventurers alike. While it would have walked on 4 legs for most of its life, it stood up to 13 feet tall whenever it reached for food. These giant sloths lived during the Ice Age and evolved into those you see today. They lived along rivers and lakes and also preferred forests. Many people believe that by the end of the Ice Age, around 11,700 years ago, they became extinct. That's not to say that they don't still exist. Rainforest natives believe they have seen them deep in the jungle, and others say a giant creature with matted fur fitting the description of a giant sloth has been seen in South America. We may never know for sure, but we think this prehistoric creature is pretty cool all the same. Number 1. Modern-day Kraken Colossal Squid. Sailors often spoke about a monster at sea that was capable of devouring man and a lot of other big stuff too. While the monster became a legend known as Kraken, modern-day researchers believe it's likely what those sailors had seen was the colossal squid. The colossal squid can grow to as long as a minibus, up to 46 feet, and has eyes measuring around 15 inches in diameter. It's definitely not a sea creature you'll want to see in a dark, watery alley. These massive eyes are the largest in the animal kingdom, allowing the squid to detect faint light and movement in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. Colossal squids are ambush predators, using their sharp hooks and powerful tentacles to grab unsuspecting prey like large fish and other squid. Their diet also includes Patagonian toothfish, a species that shares their deep-sea habitat and is often caught by fishermen. Despite their fearsome appearance, Colossal squids are rarely seen alive, and most of what we know about them comes from specimens found in fishing nets or washed ashore. Their bodies are equipped with ammonia-filled tissues, which help them maintain buoyancy in the deep ocean but also make their flesh unpalatable to most predators. Sperm whales are one of the few animals known to hunt colossal squids, and evidence of their battles can be seen in the scars left on the whale's skin from the squid's hooks. The colossal squid's mysterious nature and extreme habitat make it one of the least understood creatures of the deep sea, fueling both scientific curiosity and legendary tales. They weigh around 1,650 pounds, and while they look similar to a giant squid in many ways, their tentacles and arms differ significantly. Instead of suckers and small teeth, they have swiveling and three-pointed hooks which are sharp. The colossal squid is thought to be as big as it is due to abyssal gigantism. This phenomenon affects creatures who live deep in the ocean, which makes the same species who don't live as deep in the sea far smaller. It currently exists within thousands of miles of southern South Africa, the southern tip of New Zealand, southern South America, and north of Antarctica. Pencil those locations in your diary as where not to visit for a creepy prehistoric creature encounter. Are you shook to your core? Some of these prehistoric creatures are absolutely mind-blowing. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check out the other awesome content popping up on screen right now. See you next time.